Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Valecast. My name is Sil. Today I'm joined by Callum. Say hello, Callum.
Hello, Simo. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you as well. I'm sure, as the listeners know, this show is brought to you every single week by Motive. We've enjoyed our Christmas and New Year break, which has been lovely. But we've came back a wee bit later than we thought we would. We've had a couple of postponements, as of many clubs. Obviously out of our control. We're all aware of the situation, but hopefully all being well, we're back tomorrow, and we'll continue to be back. We've got Wick tomorrow, but we also have some rather big news as well. Exciting news. I think everybody agrees that the best news is for your club is that you've signed a brand new forward player, as we have as well. So why don't you tell us a bit about our brand new signing, Callum?
Yeah, no, absolutely delighted. So I know this is one that Craig's been working on for a wee while. Player became available I think just before the Christmas break there, from Huntly, and yeah, we're absolutely delighted to sign. So Caden Imbert Thomas, who joins up 2.5 year contract for him. He's 24 years old, centre forward. So good to get another one of them around as well. I don't think it was any secret that obviously we were looking to find some addition to that part of the team. We also had Andy Hunter on trial, played a couple of games, and ultimately actually signed for Huntley himself. So, player coming the other way, I suppose you could say, is Caden. So, yeah, comes with good pedigree. Had a really good run at the start of the season. Looks a very entertaining player, big guy. Um, yeah, really excited. Really excited. I think he'll add a different dynamic to the team. Hopefully, he'll get about the goals as well. So, no, delighted to welcome him. We announced it just a couple of hours ago now, and it's had some fantastic response online, and folk getting in touch as well. So, yeah, welcome to the club.
Huge response online. Huge response
Mhm.
online. I think even some bigger media outlets are going to pick up as well an exciting signing for us. I think it's always good when your club signs like a brand new spanking centre forward. I think if he hits the ground running, he starts scoring, then we add his goals to Dane's. Then we really do become a real force to be reckoned with, and build up some of that momentum for next season. Obviously, continue to have a good
Absolutely.
campaign as we are. Um,
And
it
that's
was
how you climb the league, by winning
yeah,
games, by scoring goals, So,
yeah,
and
exactly. We need.
we've gone on often enough about the back line.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously we've had a couple of changes, just in the last month, obviously with Ross and Puddle and everything leaving. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think this now could be a fantastic signing to bring in. Comes from a great footballing family, of course. It's no secret. His brother plays for Aberdeen Football Club, J. Emmanuel Thomas. So yeah, if he's half as good as his brother, then we're on a good thing, I would say. But no, as I said, from what I've seen of him, I watched him in the Scottish Cup. Actually, I think it was, and he scored a fantastic goal there. So yeah, I think it could be just exactly what we were needing and a great way to start the year.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's great when you get these sort of mid-season signings that can really add another element. Obviously, we're in. I still say we're in a good spot as a club. Obviously, it was a bit disappointing for us to have fixture delays,
Yeah,
completely out of our control, But we are back, and if you read in the article, it will be available for selection. Um, in tomorrow's match, which we probably should preview against Wick. Are we? I'm not even get my notes here. Are we home or away tomorrow?
I think so. I'm just as prepared as you are tonight. So yeah, I mean, we played them earlier in the season. I think it was a two each. We had earlier against them. I might be wrong,
Mm,
but it's always a tough game. I remember we had an away day up there a couple of seasons back now, and it was a last minute equaliser. I think it was to rescue the game. And yeah, it's always a tough game against those guys. And whether it's home or away, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. We know it's always going to be a,
it's always the
a
same
hard fought
goal.
game,
Yeah,
and it's always a well deserved win if we do pick it up. Usually a thrilling match between the two of us as well. Again, not that long ago. Well, I'll say not that long ago now. A few years ago now, I remember a Christmas time fixture. It was possibly even just the last home game before Christmas. I think from memory we were 2-0 down and came back to win 3-2. So yeah, we don't seem to do nil-nils with Wick. So I'm expecting to see goals tomorrow, that's for sure.
and hopefully, if he starts or if he gets on the pitch, we get a debut goal from a brand new centre forward.
Mhm.
Um, it's I think we had some exits recently, and I think a lot of people were a bit disappointed, rightly so, disappointed with those exits, and it was players that were important to us. But I
Mhm.
think we always kind of backed that this was still a project. I think manager and everybody at the club still stood by that this was a club that was going to try and grow in. And I think a marquee signing in January is a great way to put some of those nerves at ease. Like it's like we still are trying to move forward. We're going to do it right away. We're going to start, and then with another summer transfer window with a fresh season.
Absolutely.
And we had obviously we have leaned on Dane quite a lot this season, and he's got a lot of match winners for us. But we add to his goals, and we get a centre forward in form along with Dane. And I just really there was those games that where we're against opposition that are just tipped ahead of us just a little bit. Your sort of your Brecons, Broder, Fraser, but these say a brand new centre forward that adds to Dane's goals. I think that gives us a shout of really pushing them harder than we already are, and breaking it
Yeah,
in that sort of that top
absolutely.
echelon in the league, I think.
And if you look at the squads that are available to those teams in that kind of upper
They
half or
have the depth,
upper
haven't they?
third or whatever, yeah, the depth is there. I mean, um, well, Huntley, who we've seen Caden from, I think still got about 5 or 6 strikers on their books, and
Hmm.
yeah, we have maybe been a wee bit more lean up there. We've had players unavailable for numerous reasons, either suspension or injury. Players that have been away. So I mean, we've probably got the guts of about 6 or 7 players to still come back into the squad.
Yeah.
And again, talking about the kind of balancing the ins and outs. Ross Aitken's departure was just coincided perfectly with the return of Aaron Hamilton from injury as well, and
Yeah.
he's come in and the first couple of games after Ross's departure has taken on that jersey and performed very very well. So that's kind of like a new signing. I know it's a bit of a cliche, that one, but it is. It's kind of like you've got a new face back into the team again,
Hmm.
who's been out for a long period of time, and we've still got that to come. Obviously, like Harry Noble, who's been out injured for
Signed a
pretty
new deal,
much
I think,
the
recently
whole
as
the whole
well, Harry
season.
Noble.
Yeah, yeah, he signed a new contract as well. Just before Christmas there, which again is perfect timing. As he's coming back from injury, and I think
Hmm.
the current kind of timeline has him back for pre-season. So yeah, if we were to see him on the pitch this season, it would just be an added bonus. But hey, with all these postponements that we've had, the season could still run till October. Who knows? Um, so yeah, we'll see. And there's a number of players, as I say, that have been unavailable for whatever reason. So yeah, the that starting 11 or the match day squad has still got a few bodies to add back to it. So once we've got everybody back firing on all cylinders, hopefully kind of steer clear of long term injuries, because we've been very unlucky with that over the last few years. Obviously, Harry, who I mentioned there, Kev Adams is out long term as well. Dane himself, obviously, we've talked about that enough, was
Hmm.
out for a hell of a long time too. So yeah, I mean, it's important, I think, that we can get these guys in and keep them match fit and injury free. So I know that's something that Craig's been very keen to get these boys back as quickly and as safely as possible. Obviously, you don't want to rush players back from long term injury, but again, we're not a squad of 30, and you can
Hmm.
have 3 or 4 boys out for a year. We need to get them back sooner rather than later. But that being said, also has given younger players an opportunity to come into the team. And we saw that with like some Max Stewart, obviously, who's come in and really nailed down a
Yeah.
position, not just in the team or not just in the squad, but in the starting 11, which is great to see. And yeah, still some more who have had experience, who are still even playing with our under 18s, so it's great to see that. So yeah, I think the balance is there. Bringing in boys in their kind of early mid 20s is a great thing as well, because that's a long term deal really for Caden. The rest of this season and the
Yeah, to
two
bring a
seasons after that. So
24-year-old striker
um,
at the peak of their powers, it's
absolutely, absolutely. So we've got a lot of boys who are kind of in that category at the moment, and of course complemented by the more experienced pros in the team, like the Grant Noble and Robbie Allen, Kev Adams, who as much as he's not on the pitch is still very much a big part of the squad, very popular player as well. So yeah, it's a really nice balance, and as I say, if we can put together a nice wee run again, we're coming into that part of the season. If we think back to the start of the season where we had that kind of brutal start, we've kind of we've still got a few games to be rearranged, obviously, like say Fraserburgh and things like that. But um, we're into that part of the season now where we can start seeing us picking up points again. So So yeah, we'll see where we're at in a couple of weeks' time and see how far we've climbed up that table.
Yeah. The thing about when you have a big exit like Ross in particular, who was never really going to be rotated out the squad really ever. I mean,
Mhm.
if he was available for selection, he was going to start. As soon as a player like that exits, everybody knows it leaves a jersey up for grabs. You know, you can have a player like Aaron Harmon will come in and just know like I think players know it's a huge opportunity to really nail down a spot and fill a void, you know. So you can actually sometimes you can find another gear in the squad or
Mhm.
another competitive. People know that they, there's an opportunity there to be taken. So
Yeah,
you know,
particularly at this level,
yeah,
you look up to not even so much kind of leagues 1 and 2, but championship up. A number of players that'll be the peak of where they get to, and if they're on the bench, if they're not in the squad, they're still getting paid, and that's fine. And that's it's maybe a bit unfair. It's not general consensus because a lot of
hmm
players do just want to go and play, but at our level, particularly with Deveronvale, it's we're not in the position where players are signing because they just want to pick up a paycheck at the end of the month, and
no, they what,
whether they
yeah,
play or not, it doesn't really matter. These boys are at this level uh, because they want to play football. That's the thing, and they're good enough to play at this level. And we're not, yeah, we're not seeing players who are just happy kicking their heels sitting on the bench every week. All of these guys will be pushing each other in training, and they'll be keeping themselves right under Craig's nose to make sure that he's noticing them. And yeah, we'll be doing everything that they can to push ahead of the boys in front of them. So yeah, it makes for a competitive squad, which is great. But the team spirit amongst the squad, and again, this is something we've spoken about a few times as well. Whenever we've gone up and had interactions with them as a group, away from the pitch, the morale there is just tremendous. And I think because we've got a group of lads who are all kind of similar kind of ages. As I say, you've got a group who are kind of slightly more advanced in years, but they're still very much part of that younger crowd as well. So there's no kind of cliques or splits in the squad or anything like that, which you can obviously run into time to time. But yeah, they're all there fighting for each other, and you see it on the pitch. Even if we are a goal down, the heads don't drop and they start blaming each other for mistakes or whatever. They're driving each other on to go
hmm
up the other end and put things right. So it's yeah, a really really good squad, I would say. A nice squad of guys as well. I think that's the one thing to say about them is that they are all here because they want to be here.
hmm
Craig was very vocal about that when he first got the job. If players don't want to play for Deveronvale, then they won't be here. And as we've seen, we've seen a lot of boys come and go in the last year or so. So it's yeah, be good to see where the rest of this campaign goes. Craig's obviously got his targets for this season and next season that he's set. So yeah, be exciting to see what happens rest of this month in particular, and then over the summer as well. So yeah, bring it on.
yes, definitely. I think that's going to do is for this week's Valecast. We're recording this on a Friday after a long working week for both of us. I've just finished a huge drive and stuff like that, but it's good to get one on the books, and we wanted to come
Absolutely,
back and
absolutely.
just deliver the news that we've got a new, fantastic signing that's going to be available for the match tomorrow. And we will be back next week to review that, and hopefully the episode title of next week is "New Superstar Striker Scores Hat Trick" or something like
Hey,
that.
absolutely, absolutely. Be
Something
delighted
along
with
those
that one.
lines.
And we'll see if we can get Caden on for a chat as well. So 'cause I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he's not a quiet and shy guy, so I'm sure he'll be keen to come on and tell us all about himself. So as I say, if it comes along with a goal or two or three, then even better. So yeah, looking forward to that one, and yeah, we'll look ahead to next weekend as well. But no, I think it's really important to come back. Obviously, we had a bit of a hiatus over the festive period. I'm consciously keeping my camera at this level so you don't see the Christmas belly I've put on. But
Oh, same.
we'll be back at fighting fit again as we move through the rest of the campaign. And as always, to listeners and viewers tonight, just engage with us. Tell us what you want to hear. That's the thing. There's only so much two guys and a camera can say, I suppose. But we really want you guys to let us know what you want to see from this. And particularly now we've had, I think this is episode 35 now actually, so we are kind of a good
It's
bit into
ticking
our
along, isn't it? Ticking along
series. So
nicely.
so yeah, we're really keen to get your involvement, and whether that's asking questions, coming on the show, whatever, then just reach out and we'll be happy to do that. We've got a few special guests kind of lined up over the next wee while as well from folk in the community, some of the partners that we work with, and some other kind of organisations that we're working alongside. So that'll be exciting as well as we move through. And again, we'll do as much as we can with the players and coaching staff as well. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, folks, until next week, as always, this show is brought to you by Motive Offshore Group, and we are here for you every Thursdays and sometimes Friday, depending on the midweek fixture. And until next time, cheerio, bye.